It was a special police unit set up to tackle theft and violent crime. But these protesters accused them of torture, extortion, and murder. Will these demonstrations bring an end to police brutality? I'm Ali Aslan, and today's newsmakers are Nigeria's anti-SARS protests. The Special Anti-Robbery Squad was formed to protect Nigerians, but in reality, it may have been doing the exact opposite. After years of alleged abuses, the people have run out of patience. Mass protests have spread across the country and forced the government to take notice. President Buhari gave in to the demonstrators' initial demand and scrapped SARS, but for those on the streets, it's not enough. For many, police violence has been personal, and they want those responsible to face justice. And they say they're not leaving until they get what they want. For more, here's Tierney Bonini.
In the morning, in the afternoon, especially at night, you're not free to walk around. You'll be scared of police. Chain I'm wearing, there's a meaning to this chain. We are living in bondage. We are not free in our own country.
Nigerians like Terry Murphy are outraged and fed up over police brutality by the Special Anti-Robbery Squad known as SARS. The infamous unit has long been accused of unlawful arrests, torture, and murder.
Killing our boyfriends, stop killing our children, stop!
Protests began last week after the video of a man allegedly being killed by SARS went viral earlier this month. This is footage from 2014 showing a young man being hit by armed policemen. It's abuse like this that protesters want to stop. For years, SARS has been accused of harassing and extorting money from young Nigerians, especially those who are well-dressed and seen in expensive cars. Almost everyone has a story.
I'm a woman. I come back at night. Police will tell me that when they get money to buy my vehicle, they'll call me prostitute. We cannot do that. I work too hard for my money, man.
The country's head of police, Muhammadu Buhari, has tried to placate the protesters by saying he's heard their chants.
The Special Anti-Robbery Squad of the Nigerian Police, otherwise known as SARS, is hereby dissolved.
President Buhari followed with a tweet.
The disbanding of SARS is only the first step in our commitment to extensive police reforms.
But the dissolution of SARS comes with a catch. Officers will be redeployed to other police units. For the past week, the hashtag #EndSARS has been trending online. It's become more than just about SARS. Demonstrators are calling for change across the entire Nigerian police force. They also want justice and compensation for the victims of police brutality, the creation of an independent body to oversee allegations of abuse, and psychological evaluations for former SARS officers before they are redeployed to other police units. The fight against excessive force may not be over yet. Demonstrators are being dispersed using tear gas, water cannons, and live ammunition. Amnesty International has said at least 10 protesters have been killed so far. The SARS unit was set up in 1992 to tackle armed robbery and violent crimes. At the time, officers weren't in uniforms and operated as a faceless 15-member security team. Anonymity was considered vital for their work. As the police unit grew, so did their power. They became brutal. Many Nigerians saw SARS as a replica of the very groups they were meant to tackle. A report by Amnesty International documented 82 cases of SARS mistreating, torturing, and executing detainees from January 2017 to May 2020. People across the country are aching for change. This is the fourth year the government has promised to reform or shut down the Special Anti-Robbery Squad. So, what's different this time? Is this really a new chapter for police reform in Nigeria and a victory for people's power? Tierney Bonini, The Newsmakers.
Well, let's cross over to Nigeria's capital, Abuja, where I'm joined now by activist Lami Apejoye, who's been taking part in the protests. She's also the founder of the PR firm, The Social Market Nigeria. In London, we have Philip Idaewor. He's the chairman of the UK chapter of Nigeria's ruling party, the All Progressives Congress. And also in London is human rights lawyer Bulama Bukarti, who has represented victims of SARS abuses. Welcome to you all. Lami, you are in the capital in Abuja, where you have participated in the ongoing protests. The government has now responded by scrapping SARS and saying that they would redeploy its officers to other police units. Are you satisfied with the reply and response on the part of the government?
Absolutely not. First of all, like the interview said, we've been told that SARS will be reformed since 2017, 2018, 2019, and they still haven't done anything about it. And it is why we're saying that until we see something being done, we will not leave. We will not stop protesting. Why would you be taking people away from a notorious department and putting them in other departments? Do they not corrupt the others there? Do they not continue to partake in this, sinful act of barbarism as far as we're concerned? You cannot remove people from it, and you cannot change the name of something and give it another name when you're not reforming, when you're not doing something about it. So we're saying that we're not going to stop protesting until we see something happening this time around. We're not taking their word for it. We have lost faith in the government. We've lost faith in people just telling us. We want them to prove to us that they're doing something about it. We need people. We need these officers remanded. We need them publicly prosecuted. We need compensations done. Lagos State in Nigeria has started doing that today, and the federal government still hasn't started doing it. The Inspector General of Police has not shown us the accurate steps he's taking into ensuring that these things are being done. They're only telling us, but they're not doing anything about it, and it's unacceptable. We're tired of being told. We want to see change. Physically, we do not want to be told, and this is why we're still protesting.
Philip, Lami, who is taking part in these protests, who's an active part of the protests, are saying that the response on the part of the government falls way short. The protests will continue. What's your reply?
Thank you very much for having me. I mean, first of all, I want to thank Lami and all our young compatriots who have taken on this struggle. We have to understand that firstly, this has been a long, long, long march. The struggle for us to get to where we are today, to be in a position where we are in a democratic setting. So many people died in the struggle. I think that what our young people have done is that they've taken a step forward, deploying technology that was never available in the past, and coming together as a unit and really collaborating and showing that Nigerians across the divide, east, west, north, south, don't hate themselves along tribal religious lines. Since this protest started, we've not heard anybody talking about breaking up Nigeria. So I want to first of all thank every single one of them. On behalf of the All Progressives Congress, I want to thank them that they are definitely showing the way. They are carrying on the torch of the struggles, to make Nigeria a truly a great country. Now, in terms of what the government has done so far, again, I think that we cannot blame the young people. We cannot say the protesters are wrong. You cannot make a promise to me for first time, second time, third time, and you fail. So you will create doubts in my mind. But one thing is clear. We do know that with what is going on and the determination of the president, in the way he has handled things in his own peculiar and special way, I am convinced that the promise he has made on his Twitter handle, he will ensure it is carried through. The only thing I will say is this, and this is one of the things that the protesters have been saying, that the media handlers of our president, who in effect represents our party, they need to help the president present a face that Nigerians can see and say, yes, this is our president. Yes, he cares about us. Yes, what he says, he will ensure it is done. I believe that he will do what he says he will do. I believe that SARS has been scrapped. I believe that we will never be in a position again where Nigerians are scared of men and women in uniform. It should never have been the case in the first
Yeah, but you
instance.
just heard Lami, Philip, who's saying this does not meet our demands. This falls way short. We want true accountability.
I absolutely agree. And for me, I also believe that end SARS protest is just the seed that has opened up the Pandora box. For those of us who over the years have been involved in various calls for progressive leadership in our country, we do know one thing for sure, that it's not just about police brutality. You have injustices, social, political injustices, economic injustices spread across the entire spectrum of the Nigerian setup. And I think that when you look at the 7-point demands that the protesters have recently released, it captures all that ought to make our country great.
Yep.
So I think that the End SARS protest was just the beginning. It was just a spark. It was just a seed that has now opened everyone's eyes or mouth or heart to say, yes, we want a better Nigeria, a Nigeria that is truly, truly the best for everyone. And that was what my party promised.
Right.
We said our party is a new party for a new Nigeria. That was why we captioned our campaign 2015, change.
Well, let's bring in Bulama here, a human rights activist and lawyer who's been working with and for SARS victims. Interestingly enough, Bulama, SARS was set up in '84 to tackle crime, then became a criminal, if you will, a criminal unit itself. How did things take such a wrong and bad turn?
Yeah, I mean, you are right. SARS was formed in 1984, incorporated in 1992 to fight growing armed robbery in parts of Nigeria. And like you said, over the years, this unit of the Nigeria Police Force became notorious for its human rights abuses, including by its leaders. Now, we have over the years seen how Nigerians have been criminally abused by officers of SARS who have made themselves above Nigerians' laws. They accuse persons of crimes, they put them on trial before them, and they execute them by themselves. And that's how they killed dozens of Nigerians and illegally detained hundreds or even thousands. Now, we know that this unit did not start this way, but it went through this trajectory and became the violent and vicious group that it became because of several factors, including the fact that there is no good supervision on the part of the police, but also that whenever a SARS member is involved in any kind of criminal activity or human rights abuse, and they are reported, senior members of the police force protect them and do not punish them. And when SARS members saw that nobody punishes them, nobody holds them accountable for their acts, then they became emboldened and effectively made themselves above Nigerian laws and committed the egregious abuses we have seen in recent years.
Right.
And this government has promised to reform SARS 4 times in the last 4 years, and they have not delivered on any of those promises.
And interestingly enough, you mentioned that because Lami, indeed, as Bulama is saying, this is not the first End SARS campaign by any stretch of the imagination, but it's the first that has really caught on, not just in Nigeria, but globally. There were global protests, displays of solidarity. Twitter founder Jack Dorsey has been tweeted about this, rapper Kanye West, footballer Mesut Özil. This has gone viral, this has gone global. Why is it different this time?
It's different because the youth are in charge. It's different because the youth have deployed everything necessary. We literally raised funds for ourselves to fend for this protest nationally and even internationally. We have literally taken Twitter and the whole of social media by storm. We have not just decided to hit the streets, but we also hit social media hard. This is a different kind of, and I think everybody can agree with us, this is a different kind of protest. This is a different kind of movement to ending something in Nigeria. whether SARS or, just governance in general. This is different. We have decided we're doing everything ourselves, down to security, down to health, down to, taking care of victims of the brutalization by officials and thugs. Even during this protest, we even have call centers set up just to ensure that everyone is well. This morning, there was an attack in the capital at the Central Bank of Nigeria to protest that slept over peacefully, and we had a response team before morning. So we have everything in order. We're saying that we don't only know that we're the new order. We are here to say that we don't only want a seat at the table, we're taking the seat at the table because this is the time for us to rule. We're done with the old guard. We're here to say that when we make demands, they don't have to just tell us that they'll do it, but actually do it, or we won't stop. So at the end of the day, we're waiting to see who will be tired, and it won't be us, because we are ready to keep fighting till we are heard.
Right.
That's why this is different. And we're not politicizing anything. There are no leaders, like we said. We're all leaders in this movement. We do not have a face. We do not have a body. Everyone has a say. Everyone decides where next we want to protest. Everyone decides where next we want to, take our grievances to. That's what's unique about this movement.
And Philip, listening to Lami and also to other accounts of protesters, it seems that this has now gone beyond protests against police brutality. These protests are more than just about SARS. There's a true desire for real lasting change in Nigerian politics and in the Nigerian society. Do you feel the same? Do you get the same sense?
Thanks. I think that it is a feeling or a desire for change within the society. I would say yes. Within politics, I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure because I'm being frontally blunt with all Nigerians who are currently involved in the political process. I'm involved in the political process. I have been for a while because I started out as an activist, as in the pro-democracy movement. That was how I started. I wanted to see a Nigeria that is equitable for everyone, a Nigeria where people will not be judged because they are females or they are males, because they are Christians or they are Muslims or none of the above, whether they are from the north or from the south. I want to see a Nigeria that is working for all, an equitable society. So I think that our political leaders need to wake up and engage with this generation of Nigerians. How they do it, I think that is something that has to come through negotiation. It has to be something that must have to come through consultation. These days, you no longer can sit in a palace and issue orders.
Yep.
You must speak to people. You must consult. You must ask questions. You must find out what people are saying and why they are saying it and what should be done. You should allow everyone to make contributions at the table of decision. And I think that is precisely what Lami is here. And that is what we, as the people who are currently involved in politics, that is what we must learn. We must bring everyone to the table, and we must respect Nigerians. We must respect them. We must respect their voices. We should not be timid about owning up where we have missed it, where we have failed, because at the end of the day,
right. So,
every one of us, we want to see a Nigeria that is working.
This is the time to look at the real underlying symptoms of these protests and bring on everyone on board, says Philip. Indeed, Bulama, what we're seeing is that the SARS protests have inspired other type of protests, and this might be a wake-up moment for Nigeria's youth. Lami is personifying this clearly through her statements on the show. Interestingly enough, the Nigerian military has weighed in here and said they're watching closely and issued a warning saying they will maintain law and order if need be. Now, Nigeria, of course, had its share of military rule, something no one wants to go back to, I very much assume.
Yeah, I mean, we don't want to go back there, and we have to warn the military that they have no business in what's going on in Nigeria today. Their duty, as defined by the constitution that established them, is to protect Nigeria against external aggression. Peaceful protesters in Abuja, in Lagos, and other places of Nigeria are never a threat to Nigeria. We have a right by the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria to assemble peacefully, demonstrate and protest, and to reject government policies that are against us and to demand change. And the military should get this loud and clear that they have no business in what's going on the street. And it will be a big mistake for them to intervene to disperse protesters, like we saw police officers brutalizing protesters in Nigeria. If they do that, there will be consequences at the international scene if there will not be consequences in Nigeria. The US State Department, the UK, the United Nations have all said they are watching closely what's happening in Nigeria, and they recognize our right to protest. And so the military and its leadership should know that there are criminal charges, there have been criminal charges against military leaders in other countries of the world who have killed or harmed innocent protesters.
Right.
And let them get clear that even if they use force to stop Nigerians on Nigerian streets from protesting, they can't stop us in London, they can't stop us in Washington, they can't stop us in other places of the world, and we would continue protesting until we get what we want. And what we want is clear. We want justice, we want compensation for victims, we want extensive holistic reform in the Nigeria policing system. We want to be policed by our consent, not being policed by a police system that is out to protect a few and to continue to kill Nigerians. We won't allow this to continue, and the military will only be denting its image further if it intervenes in this situation.
Right, and the world is watching, clearly evident also by the fact that we are covering this story. Lami, you've already said that whatever the government is offering to scrap SARS is not nearly enough of what you're asking. In an ideal world, what would be the outcome that would satisfy you and your fellow protesters?
First of all, we want public prosecution to we have a list of police officers that have erred. At least some of them are even still in court. And as I speak to you, they are still serving, and that's unacceptable. We want public prosecution of each and every one of these police officers that has been accused of brutalizing, killing, and just being unjust to the average Nigerian citizen. There have been deaths, there have been injuries. We want all of that. We also want a reform, and we want to see what the reform is like. They need to walk us through how they intend to reform. First of all, I don't even think that we have a database of every member of the Nigerian police. That is also unacceptable. We want that. We also, like Bulama said, we want compensation. As I speak to you this morning, people that were attacked last night whilst the Nigerian police watched thugs attack protesters are in the hospital. Nobody has taken accountability of that. Nobody has apologized for that. Nobody has, thought to reach out to these families. Somebody died in Abuja 2 days ago during the protest. Nobody, not even the Minister of FCT, has reached out to say, we are sorry. Nobody, there's no empathy. And these are the issues. All of these are more where we begin to see that the government really cares. We're tired of protesting. We don't want to be doing this. A lot of us have jobs. A lot of us want to, start our own businesses, but because of all of this, we can't, because we want answers. A lot of people have left everything they're doing just because we want our voices to be heard. So we're also tired, but we cannot give up until we see positive results. We cannot stop protesting until we see that these people are really, really heeding to our plea. Because we've been pleading, we've been peaceful, we're not armed, we don't even have the right to bear arms. So we need them to meet all of this that we have demanded for, and there'll be peace, and everyone will be happy. It's really not rocket science. Right. We've been saying this since day one, this is day 12, and we're still saying it. And no, it takes one person to say, do this. And we're wondering why it's so difficult to be done.
Right.
It's not that difficult. And we just want them to show empathy and to begin to show that they really care. And we have not seen that.
Philip,
it's not just by mere words. Action also matters. Action actually matters more than mere words at the moment. We don't care about what they say.
Absolutely. Philip, you listen to both Lami and Bulama. You listen to their passion, but also their rage. The outrage is very much on the forefront, on the surface. They want true and real change. As we're winding down, we have approximately 60 seconds left. So what is your message to not just Lami and Bulama, but to the entire Nigerian community and Nigerians out there who are looking and longing and hoping for this lasting, substantial change?
The simple message is this, that Nigerians must keep hope alive, number one. Number two, the leadership of the Nigerian government must see it as a duty of care to begin to engage with Nigerians, communicate with Nigerians, reach out to Nigerians, and show respect to Nigerians. I'm a Nigerian. I believe in Nigeria. I believe that what we struggled for, that brought us and gave us 1999 to date, did not come on a platter of gold. People died to have this democracy. And yes, I'm in this political party because most of us who participated in that process are in this party. Right. We believe in Nigeria. I want to see a great Nigeria. We want to see a Nigeria that is working for the old, for the young, for the male, for the female. Right. A Nigeria is working for all.
Heard loud and clear, Philip, Bulama, and Lami. Thank you so much for participating on the show. I think one thing is for sure, listening to both Lami and Bulama, the SARS protest will go on. Thank you so much for joining us, providing insight into this matter. And thank you out there for watching. I hope to see you again next time when we're back with a new edition of Newsmakers.